One boop. Double. Tweet.
The Emperor passed away.
Yay, the Emperor
Have
has
something
passed.
cute.
Aww. I saw the Yamazaki.
I did have the Yamazaki, yes.
Yay!
I'm gonna get something to drink real quick.
Okay.
Okay, have fun.
We're just trying to reboot, hopefully.
I definitely see the Emperor has suddenly passed away on stream.
Good.
Yes.
The Emperor suddenly passed away, everybody! 20 days. Please.
That's like nothing.
Huh?
That's like nothing.
He had a shorter track record than one of the U.S. presidents.
Eh.
To be fair, that Emperor was an emperor for a long time.
Yeah.
He just died because he got old.
Let me bring
It's not like Iamochi, where Iamochi was actually relatively young but extremely sick.
I believe he's like
No.
20.
Yes.
But yeah. The death of the Emperor, whose younger sister, Kazuhime, had married the previous shogun, and who was seen as a symbol of imperial unification, sent shockwaves throughout the country. Kazuhime, the Emperor's younger sister, who married into the Tokugawa Yamochi household.
You could have just said she married.
Yeah.
Okay.
She married into the household. Imperial unification, a political movement that sought to unify the upper echelons of the shogunal and imperial classes. Yamochi Tokugawa married the sister of the emperor in support of this movement. Apparently.
Yeah. The Imperial Court actually liked the Iamochi quite a bit.
Ah. He was succeeded by the prince, a 15-year-old boy. Apparently 15 is not too young.
I kind of feel a bit bad for him because he totally got used as a puppet emperor. Yeah.
In the turmoil, the activities of the Choshu domain went uninvestigated. The entire country of Japan found itself thrust into rapid motion. Chapter 4 time.
Yep.
We're almost there. And every other route's shorter than my man's, so my man has to go last.
He has to go last. He has to. Poster boy goes
He has
last.
to. Poster boy goes last because he has the longest route.
He does.
He has one more He has one more
Oh.
chapter than everyone else.
Yes, he does. I know what
That's
this
a
is.
huge ass time skip. December 66 to March 67? Excuse me?
Yes. It has to happen. It has to. Apparently nothing happened in between there.
Late December back in 66.
Eh.
Although I actually think the biggest time skip is... Yeah.
The biggest time skip?
No, this is not the biggest time skip. The biggest time skip is between 65 and then something happens in November 66. But the thing that happens in 65 happens in February. So... It's like this huge time skip.
Anyway. Oh, look, Okita-san. The cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Look! The seasons changed and spring came. Kyo was filled with cherry blossoms and the whole city took on a festive atmosphere. Surrounded by the gentle cheer of spring, my footsteps felt somehow lighter.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is totally me. It's getting warmer out and it finally looks like a nice day, so I get why you'd be all giddy, but... Just shut the fuck up.
Jesus.
What do I do?
I feel like that'd be so funny for Soji to say. It's like, yeah, I get that's a nice day and that's why you'd be giddy and
Fuck you,
everything,
Okta.
but shut the fuck up, Chizuru.
Why do I have a feeling that's something Okita would say?
Because it is.
Nah, he doesn't use the fuck word.
But it's the the whole thing behind it though. It's just like, just shut up.
the sentiment behind it is Okita, but he is too polite to use the fuck word.
He's too polite. We'll say damn and shit, probably.
Yes, he'll say damn and shit at
But
the
not
most.
fuck.
But actually, he speaks in a really boyish, fairly polite way. That's why the fact that he's such a savage bastard is, like, more striking, because he speaks in a boyish and polite fashion.
Catch them off guard.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
He's not like the others who speak like manly grandpas or hicks.
Ugh.
Manly grandpas.
I just speaks like a manly grandpa.
It'd be nice if you took a look around right now.
I glanced around me. The townspeople were staring at me dubiously. I'll be careful. Maybe I had let my guard down because things are quieted down a bit. I sighed slightly and took in my surroundings. Okita-san.
Hmm?
In that alleyway over there, there seems to be a few Ronin that saw us and snuck away.
Don't waste your energy on them. They're just small fry.
They took away
Oh,
the
it does
small
be-
potatoes?
This became
What?
It's no longer small potatoes, it's now Fish Fry Friday.
Oh my god, the small potatoes are gone!
They're not potatoes
No.
anymore.
They're
They're
fries!
fried.
Oh no, what the fuck?
Small fry.
But,
Small fry.
But potatoes!
But small fry, like small fish. Try.
And also the thing that we get in the campaign for Splatoon 3.
Oh my god! Little buddy!
Yeah.
No, but I forgot the name I gave my little buddy. I think it was Pudding.
Pudding?
Aww.
I think I named them Pudding.
Pudding! Pudding is such a cute name.
It is.
Also, look at the, Gray, look at the wholesome Satan.
Also,
The
what?
what?
Yeah. Just a woman with a shower cap in a bathtub saying, "Hey, it's Kathy, just soaking in the tub, so tell me about your day." Kathy, I have absolutely no idea how you got this number. And then it shows Satan in a bathtub, but you would not believe the day I've had. It's a wholesome Satan.
Really?
I mean, who would believe?
Oh no. Am I going to buy the regular edition Shinsengumi album for heavens?
Yes. If they were just, if they were really national imperialists, then they wouldn't just run off like that. They'd be a lot more confident.
I need Soji as a judge on America's Next Top Model.
No,
Oh,
no,
God.
you don't.
Yes.
Jesus.
No, 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 no.
Absolutely.
Did I ever tell you about the AU I had where I just wanted Hijikata to yell at people for their cooking to be being bad? So that I
Oh,
made him
no.
like a Chef Ramsay. But then I literally found the comic where the reincarnation of Hijikata runs around yelling at people for having bad cooking. So I'm like, I guess someone else already had this.
Oh, Jesus.
I need to find that again. It was good. I'm gonna look for it.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah. The guys who take off like that when we show up are almost just always small fry. The smallest.
The smallest of small.
Small.
Small. I see.
But honestly, I don't think there are any Ronin left in Kyo with the guts to start something with us.
I got beef with you.
The Shinsengumi's
Cute.
gotten pretty famous around Kyo, hasn't it? The uniform stands out a lot too. Even though canonically you should have gotten rid of the blues by now.
Well, that's a problem all on its own.
When the men wore their uniforms, people seemed to notice them at first glance. Which at first seemed like a good thing, but there was some debate among the Shinsengumi as to whether or not they should adopt a new uniform. Some people, such as Ito-san, felt that the uniform should be changed because it wasn't fashionable. Is Ito-san back in Kyo yet?
そうみたいだね。別に帰ってこなくてもよかった。
Yeah, I think so. Can't say I minded if he just stayed away, though.
Don't be like that. He went to go recruit some of his friends and acquaintances, right?
まあ、そういうことになってるけど。
That's what he says, but I gotta wonder how far he really went.
I didn't hear the details, but I heard he went to more places than he originally planned. If he put in all that effort, then he must really care about the Shinsengumi, right?
君はそう思ってるんだ。
So that's how it looks for you.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
違わないけどね。
No, not really.
He seemed to be insinuating something and continued in a mutter.
近藤さん、優しいからな。
Gondo-san's too nice.
早く
He should just kill Ito-san.
You really shouldn't, Okita-san. How could you joke about killing one of your companions?
どうしね。
He's not joking. Is how. I don't know what to tell you.
A companion, huh?
He scoffed, then fell silent. Ever since Ito-san had first arrived, Okita-san and the rest of the captives had never warmed up to him. Nonetheless, him saying it aloud in public still surprised me.
Why? Why would you be... Chizuru, why would you be surprised at anything Okita says? Because he always regularly says the most outrageous garbage. Like, on purpose. To be a provocateur. And then he, like, pretends that he meant it as a joke.
I glanced around to make sure no one had been paying attention. As I was looking around... Oh. There in the crowd, a face I'd seen before. I'd stopped walking.
Hi, brat.
Was that Kaoru? The face that looked back could easily have been mine. There was no way I could ever mistake it. But no sooner had I spotted her than she disappeared, melting into the crowd. Kaoru!
ちょっと、どこに行くつもり？
Hey, where are you off to?
He called out to stop me as I left the ranks. I might get in trouble for it, but if I didn't go quickly, I'd lose her. Sorry, Okita-san. There's something I have to do. I caught a glimpse of his confused face as I ducked into the crowd.
勝手な行動は慎めっていつも言ってると思うんだけど。
How many times do I have to tell her not to run off without permission? What'd you find, sir?
Oh my god.
Fucking Gintama fandom. Also, cat lady, look at what I sent you.
I saw. I saw.
But the problem is there's multiple Shinsengumi cooking mangas, so it's actually really hard to find.
Wait, what?
There's at least 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. If I wanted to find the fucking Shinsengumi ABO where the guy who looks like Okita is the Omega, I could find that easily, but this?
Nope. You read this line, right?
How many times do I have to tell her not to run off without permission?
面倒を見させられるこっちの身にもなってほしいな。
Why can't she look at this from my point of view?
I ran as fast as I could, bobbing and weaving through the crowd. At last, I caught up to her. You're...
あなたは
She was Kaoru, no mistake. What's the matter? You seem to be out of breath. I'm sorry. For surprising you, that is. Kaoru-san, do you remember me? Yes, you were with the Shinsengumi. I remember you. May I ask you something? My, what is it? I gulped. I knew I had to choose my words carefully when asking her. One of the Shinsengumi saw a girl who looked like me at the Sanjo-Ohashi Bridge a while ago. Could that have been you? I don't know. I do go by the Sanjo-Ohashi fairly often. But if I were to have been there, is that a problem? Oh. I was embarrassed for asking her what seemed to be an irrelevant question. Her eyes narrowed. Perhaps what you truly wanted to ask me is whether I had been there at night. Am I right? Could it be? If you got in the Shinsengumi's way that night...
もしそうなら問題大ありだね。君には死んでもらわなきゃならないかな。
If you were, then we're gonna have a problem. I might just have to kill you.
Okita-san. He'd been quick to catch up with me. Oh, you're Okita-san from the Shinsengumi. Thank you for helping me the other day. She bowed, but Okita-san didn't even seem to notice.
So, you gonna answer the question? Got any idea what we're talking about?
Okita-san wore his usual half smile, but his body was as tight as a bowstring. He looked ready to draw his blade at any moment. Kill me. Please don't say such scary things. Lots of people pass by Sanjo-Ohashi during the day. At night, though, I don't go near it because of the notice board incidents. I can't believe you suspect me just because my face happens to look like Yukimura's. She sadly looked down and rushed to shake my head. And I rushed to shake my head. Oh, of course. I understand. I'm sorry for asking something so rude. I guess it really wasn't her. I felt embarrassed for even doubting her for a second, so I apologized.
Man, you're so easy. You believe her just like that? Even if she was the culprit, do you really think she'd just admit, "Oh yes, that's right, it was me, I did it"?
Well...
Why do I feel like he did that last bit in a mocking tone?
You would.
I thought I was the only one who thought that.
Why do you trust her so easily? Is it because she looks like you, or is it because she's a girl?
I didn't have an answer. Kaoru-san then took one step back. Am I free to go? I have somewhere to be. Excuse me. Kaoru-san. She turned and ducked away, disappearing back into the crowd. Had I done the right thing, I wondered, in covering for her? I was pondering whether or not I should give chase when I heard Okita-san begin to cough. Okita-san? Are you alright? Okita-san!
Stay back.
As I stepped toward him, he threw out a hand to stop me.
I'm fine.
君はそこでじっとしていて。
So just stay there, okay?
It was the sheer force emanating from him that stopped me, not just his words. He coughed as if his lungs were collapsing. Eventually, the fit slowed, then subsided entirely. He finally stopped coughing, and he wiped his sweat as he looked up. Okita-san, are you really alright?
何が
What do you mean?
I mean, why don't we find somewhere to rest? You don't look too well.
I'm fine. I was just tired. I mean, you did make me run all the way here, so if anything, it's your fault.
Oh my god.
それに今は巡察の最中でしょ
And besides, we're in the middle of a round. We don't have time to take a break.
But
もう大丈夫
No buts. I'm fine. Now,
さっきの人
about that girl, Kaoru.
生殺事件のことを
Asking her about the notice board incident was important. I agree with you on that.
notice board incident. The Shinsengumi arrested people responsible for removing the Sanjo Ohashi notice board put out by the government.
でもそれならなおのことを
But because of how important it is, you shouldn't have run off on your own like that.
もし彼女が敵で
What if she had been an enemy of ours? What if she had accomplices nearby? Hidden.
君一人で
Could you have handled it alone?
Well,
無用な心配だったって
Did you even consider that possibility?
彼女が君をおびき寄せるつもりだったとしたら
That she planned to lure you here?
So damn fucking well she didn't.
人目にもつかないし
There's not that many people here. No one would have noticed if you screamed. It's a great spot for an ambush.
you're right. She hadn't tried to attack me, but Okita-san was right. Next time I might...
Wait, I just did that bit. That's not necessary.
Fuck off.
Next time I might not be so lucky. I could have easily run right into a trap. And if that were to happen, then there was no guarantee I would come out unscathed.
巡察に同行している以上行動には注意してくれ
As long as you're out on rounds with us, you need to be more careful.
This is why Hichikata locked you in a building for 6 months.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
How about you develop some skills of self-awareness? You're like a useless little kid on your own.
I clenched my fists and looked down. I'm sorry.
Drink.
Drink it time.
Never blame others for the roads that you're on.
Huh?
It's your own ass fault.
That's horrible. That's so bad. It's funny.
I felt bad causing him
What the-
extra stress, so
why?
I apologized. He sighed.
Because it's funny.
1, fuck off. 2, why?
いやね
He already answered the question because it's.
It is, but why?
Gosh. Man, lectures aren't really my thing.
Gosh.
Oh no.
妙な遠慮はやめなよ
The fuck?
頼るべき
Stop being so timid. You can rely on us when you need to.
君には散々迷惑かけられてるし
I'm used to you causing trouble. At this point, it's just a given.
He let out a snort of laughter. Wish. Oh, God. That night, after everyone else had gone to bed, it's time for this. I lay awake thinking about what had happened. I couldn't forget what Okita-san had said. A useless kid. He was right. But still, having it pointed out to me again made me feel quite sad. I lay there staring at the ceiling. My actions today were no doubt reckless. If I had done anything like that before, I would have been killed, no questions asked. The fact that I had gotten away with just a lecture was proof that they'd started trusting me a little more. Still, I couldn't go on like this. Tomorrow, I start working harder. But no sooner had I closed my eyes... A loud crash made my eyes fly back open. What on earth?
Boom.
I sat up in bed just as the door came toppling into my room. And standing there was one of the Shinsengumi soldiers.
Uh-huh.
Is something wrong? I called out to him, on guard, but he remained quiet. Did you need something?
Blood.
Huh? I squinted to get a clearer picture.
White hair.
His hair flashed white.
There it is. Blood. I need blood.
Blah 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 blah.
His eyes were ominously red. They bore holes into me. He was one of the Furies.
Give me blood.
Hold on a
Didn't I
second.
usually do that part?
Yes, you do, usually. Hold on.
Work on your game, man.
Fuck off.
Thought I had heard something, but I think it's over, whatever it was. He was completely mad, just like the warrior I saw that one night in Kyo. I had to call for help. I couldn't possibly face a deranged superhuman monster on my own. I breathed in and was about to call for help.
I said smart move, Chaser.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't call for help. If I did, then the secret of the Furies would get out. I had to find another way. But how? Before I had time to think, I caught the flash of moonlight on metal.
And he cut you.
His sword hissed through the air. The blade sliced into the flesh of my upper arm.
Can you just imagine this if they had just pretended they had no fucking clue what the Furies were?
Heh?
They're just like, oh my god, Shannon, you're alive!
Oh god.
Sorry.
Pain seared through my arm. The Fury saw my blood dripping, and the madness in his eyes intensified.
Okay.
Blood oozed from the cut. I pressed down on it desperately, but to no avail. The thick red liquid spilled between my fingers, flowed down my arm, and dripped onto the floor.
血だ
Blood.
その血をもっと
Yeah.
俺によこ
Give
せ
me your blood.
The Fury became increasingly erratic, and he started licking the bloodstained sword. Fucking damn it. He
At
then-
least I didn't do the gif of fucking
Uh-huh.
Dio.
Uh-huh. He then creeped toward me, his movements odd and jerky. My back hit the wall. I was
Ooh.
going to die. Just when I had prepared myself for death, I suddenly remembered Okita-san's words from earlier that day.
Let us help you, you fucking
妙な遠慮は
idiot.
やめなよ頼るべき
Stop
時
being
は
so timid. You can rely on us when you need to.
Okita-san, everyone, someone help!
Blood! Blood!
He went down on his hands and knees, licking my blood off the floor. There was no warrior there. There wasn't even a person in him anymore.
What a monster.
I used this distraction to put some distance between us. Please, I silently begged, let someone come.
Oh my god. There.
足りない
More!
He looked up from the floor. His mouth was smeared with dark red blood. My arm wouldn't stop bleeding. My sleeve was soaked through. His
Thought
eyes...
you were a Fury. I thought you were a Oni. Why isn't your conveningly fast healing power working now?
Because the plot demands it not.
Blood demands it, and depends how fucking deep the wound is.
I guess if it's a deep wound.
It's a deep wound. It's gonna heal faster, but not instantly. Do I have to point out Ryoma's route?
Yeah, that's true.
His eyes locked onto it, and I saw them light up with animal hunger.
I'll be honest, all I got out of that route was that Ryoma broke up with his boyfriend because his boyfriend thought Ryoma betrayed him.
Oh my god.
Am I wrong?
No! His grin was a nightmarish thing.
それだお前の血をもっとよこせ
Yes, that. Give me more blood.
He rose from the floor and lunged at me. He was going to kill me. I froze.
セロ
Yeah.
いいって言うまで絶対に当ててあげるんじゃねえ
Don't look up until I tell you to. Really?
I heard a voice and immediately threw myself down into the floor.
I just killed you. Hey, yeah. You're dead.
The Fury seemed to be shocked to see Hijikata-san coming out of nowhere. He raised his sword to attack, but the commander was faster.
Bleh.
That works.
Hurt. Bleh.
The Fury's twisted cry reverberated through the room. He writhed in agony, but his wound was already healing.
Behead him.
Just kill him. Kill me like I want you to kill me.
雪村こっちへ来い
The second because I was being stupid and I started laughing.
God.
Yukimura, get over here now!
Yes! As I ran to his side, I heard more footsteps pounding down the hallways.
千鶴ちゃん無事か
You alright? You alright, Chizuru?
こいつまさか
Hey, is it he?
こいつ
He's
この間落ち水を
the
飲ませ
warrior
て
who
返
had
した
to drink the water of life the other day. He's too far gone. We can't let him live.
At some unspoken signal, a chorus of blades slid from their scabbards.
Sano? Sano, why is that your family crest? Sano!
Hey, Sin, Shano!
Shano?
Sin, Sano! Don't screw this up! Who the hell do you think we are, Heste? Yeah, if a captain can't take out a simple soldier, even if he is a fury, he might as well just hang up his sword.
Shinpachi's muscles are truly ridiculous.
Yeah, and they're all mine. Mwah, mwah.
Fucking beefcake.
Beefcake!
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 Still glad they kept that in.
Me too.
They quickly found out, circling the wounded soldier, there was no escape.
No hard feelings.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Gotcha.
Nothing.
I was gonna say
Nothing personnel, kid.
Hey! Oh.
The captains all attacked at once, and the fury was killed almost instantly. I breathed a sigh of relief. It was all over, or so I thought.
Dun, dun, dun. It's just Ito doing Ito things.
Who's causing such a ruckus at this hour?
It was Dio.
Ito-san,
Ito-san rubbed his still sleepy eyes, stepped into the room, and froze.
Okay,
What?
can I just go on? Sorry, I'll say after your line.
What's going on here?
This version makes him look like so much less of an asshole because in Kitan, like the first thing he focuses on is the fact that Chizuru is a girl. Like, not that Sanan is still alive, not that anything else happened. He's just like, why is there a woman with the feet in Gumi? And he doesn't even mention it in Shinkai. It's crazy.
I think I like this better.
Oh no, I agree. He would have other priorities, like the fact that he was fucking lied to multiple times.
And also that a dead soldier was hurt. A
I
page.
also think Ito is probably smart enough to realize that Chizuru is a girl. I
Yes.
don't think Ito is that stupid. And I think he probably just assumed they had their reasons for keeping a girl around and wasn't going to ask about it.
Do you really want to ask anyone, especially Hijikata, questions?
Damn it.
I make a good point.
I've seen that soldier before. I thought he was sentenced to death the other day for breaking the code.
The code, Shinsegae regulations that were to be strictly obeyed.
But it only actually was written by the time of the first Joshi expedition. But that's, you know.
And look at all this blood. Are all of you responsible for this? Ito-san, it's not like that. This is... What's it not like?
He sounds like a disappointed mother. What is it not
Basically,
like?
yes.
Why have our captains cut down one of their own men?
Yes.
Explain this at once. What happened here?
Ito-san was fuming and screaming.
Somebody smack him.
Sanan, why did...
Apologies. My lack of discipline is at fault here.
Yes, because you showed up even knowing Ito could be wandering the halls at night. Sanan! No! Bad Sanan! You shouldn't have come out of your room!
Sanan-san?
S-
Seeing
Son
Sanan-san,
indeed.
Ito-san's eyes grew wide.
三男さん
Sonnet-san?
なぜ亡くなったはずのあなたがここに
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead!
He says it like he's the one that killed him.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Am I wrong?
Well,
Ito is kind of
responsible.
indirectly responsible for Sonic getting that bad.
Yeah.
Kind of directly responsible for for Sonen's suicidal ideation, but Hijikata said didn't help.
The captains fell silent.
これ以上隠し通す
I guess we can't keep it a secret any longer.
雪村
Yukimura, you step out. You can use my room for the night.
I think in Alter, this is,
What?
Haruka offering up her room, right?
You don't
Yeah.
know what I have planned.
I think so.
You don't know what I
Yeah,
have planned for this scene.
the chapter hasn't been written yet. Yeah, we're still
It
alive
hasn't
for
been
a
written,
bit.
but I know what happens.
I mean, obviously, you know what happens. You would have to.
I have to.
You have to.
Me being here wouldn't do any good, but would they be alright? Would they be able to properly explain the situation to Ito-san? There was so much
Jesus.
to... Hmm?
Shizuru, they're not little babies. I love how worried she is about them. She's like, will these grown men be able to explain themselves? These grown men in haste.
There was so much to worry about, but Hijikata-san looked at me sternly.
聞こえね
Did you not hear
え
me?
席を
I
外せ
said get out.
Yes. I was
Alright,
worried.
there.
I was worried, but I knew there was nothing else I could do, so I left the room.
It's alright, Chizuru. I too am worried about the group of grown-ass men.
Haruka would... I think I can just leave them to it.
Fair. You know what? Fair. It's not her circus, not her monkeys.
Even if she indirectly caused it.
Haruka's not like, not my monkeys. Not my circus.
Not my shit to clean up.
Ichika's just like, hey, you know.
Nope. Bye. Deal with it your own. I did not invite
Hijikata.
Ito.
Hijikata throwing a mop at her. You helped start this. You're gonna clean it up.
Fuck no. Ensue the bickering.
Ensue the bickering.
Huh? Is it morning already? I was woken up by chirping birds.
Babs.
Birds. I shot up, initially thrown off by the unfamiliar ceiling. I remember that Hijikata-san had told me to stay in his room for the night. At the same time, the events of last night were beginning to flood back into my mind. The warrior had gone mad, the pain of the blade slicing my arm. I touched my right arm wrapped in bandages. I couldn't feel the throbbing pain anymore. I took off my bandage to see my injury. Of course it healed. What had been an ugly open wound the night before was now little more than a faint white line. By tomorrow, even that would be gone.
Full beans.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't need any bandages anymore, but... Well, I guess it's good that the wound is gone. But if anyone sees this... I wrap myself back up again.
Duplicate.
It would be inconvenient to wear, but I would pretend to still be injured. I wondered what everyone was doing. I I headed to the common room to see what was going on. I'm not ready for the matane.
If you're not ready for it, we can wait until tomorrow.
I mean, I'd rather stop before we have the whole explanation.
Okay, then let's stop here.
No. I mean the whole explanation with Sen, because that's very fucking long.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so then let's do this and then
Yeah.
stop
it.
before Sen shows up.
Yes.
Okay, that works.
Oh, you.
Ito-san, Miki-san, and Saito-san and Hesuke-kun. What are you all doing so early in the morning?
Well, considering what happened last night, I'm not so insensitive that I'd be able to simply go back to sleep. You were injured, right, Yukimura-kun? How's your injured arm doing?
See, he's not a complete bastard. He's just a bitch. He's just a dick.
I thought I was a bitch.
Yeah, that's why I changed it to dick instead.
Well, it's not as bad as it looked.
Is that so? Well, I'm glad.
Despite the events he'd witnessed last night, Ito-san seemed now to be in rather high spirits. Has something good happened, Ito-san?
Oh, would you like to know?
I would.
I won't tell you, but I suppose you might have an inkling of an idea, though. Isn't that right, Todo-kun? Saito-kun?
Huh? Puzzled, I looked over at Hesuke-kun and Saito-san.
Yeah, I guess.
He feels like shit about it.
Yes, he does.
He's like, fuck my politics!
He's gonna feel worse in Alter. The moment our eyes met, he looked away. Why? Saito-san?
You have no need for this information just now.
So it's just like, I'm going off to play spy. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Unlike Heisuke-kun, Saito-san met my gaze straight on. However, his eyes were flat and utterly devoid of any emotion.
I want to touch his hair. It's so fluffy.
It was as if he put up a wall. Floof!
Yeah, doesn't Saito have like the most floofy looking? Well, Miki has the most floofy looking.
Yeah,
hair,
Miki
but
has very floofy hair.
Miki has like it looks like he rubs a balloon on his head in a ritual every morning, so he has static charged hair, just so he shocks people when they touch him.
Oh no!
What the hell? That's a little cold of you, having that pass for a goodbye, isn't it? I honestly think that Miki would have a good Cloud voice, don't you?
I don't know.
I don't want to think about Cloud Strife. I've seen too much of him in the past week.
I know, and I'm sorry, but just imagine him.
Once Mosey.
God.
Or is it that you wanted to get out of here as soon as possible?
Get out of here?
Saburo, watch your mouth.
Hey, Mom.
Well, we'll be on our way now. Goodbye. Good day, Yukimura-kun. Yes. Goodbye, Yukimura. Yeah. Later, Chizuru.
Ow.
In his route, it's so cute how everyone's like, fuck He's not even here, but we have to get him and Chizuru on a date.
Oh
It's adorable.
yeah. Wait, who was the mastermind behind that?
Sano.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Was it?
It's either Sano or Shinpachi. I know it's not Hijikata, because Hijikata's fucking pissed at Heisuke. Hijikata, like, feels actually wounded and deeply betrayed by Heisuke. He would never admit it, but he's hurt. He's sad about it, guys.
The four of them
Oh,
left without another word. I was left wondering what on earth had just happened.
おや、雪村君。もう起きてて大丈夫なのかい？
Oh, hello, Yukimura-kun. Are you sure it's alright for you to be up and about already?
I'm fine. I slept really well and I feel a lot better. And my wound doesn't seem to be as deep as it looked.
それは良かった。しかし、災難
That's
でしたね。
great. Still, I'm sorry about what happened to you.
2 more men who look like they'd give bitchin' hugs.
Yeah.
It's alright. But more importantly, there's another cat in here. I ran into Ito-san on my way here. He was acting very peculiar. Did something happen? Inoue-san and Shimada-san looked at one another, both wearing troubled expressions.
そうか。あったのかい。
Ah, so you saw them,
Both Ito-san and Miki-san were behaving rather strangely. And so were Heisuke-kun and Saito-san. I was starting to feel concerned looking at the two of them for an answer. After some thought, Shimada-san opened up.
実はですね。
Well, you
伊
see,
藤さんたちはここを出ていくことに。
Ito-san and some of the others are leaving.
What? Leaving?
新しく隊を立てることにしたらしい。
They're going to form a new group separate from the Shinsengumi.
Are they allowed to do that?
近藤局長と土方副長が伊藤さんと話し合って決めたということです。
He had a meeting with the chief and Commander Hijikata.
御領英字ですと。
Guardians of the Imperial Tomb?
Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, an organization that guarded the Emperor's tomb. It was formed by Ito Kashitaro after his departure from the Shinsengumi.
いかにも。
Yes.
この糸。
I intend to take some of my comrades and leave. We will be appointed official guardians of the Imperial Mausoleum.
I left my key.
Ito Kashitaro parted ways with the Shinsengumi due to philosophical differences, prompting him to found the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb.
Do we know what made him leave in real life? Was he just like, you know what? Our politics are so different, and also the Satsuma want to fund this project, so like, bye.
I haven't really looked into Ito that much yet.
I feel like I have to, because I want to know why he really left. Like, I
Gotta know.
feel
something.
like bringing him into the Shinsengumi in the first place was a bad idea, and I have to know why he left.
Why did you leave, Ito?
Ito, where did you go?
まあ、以前から考えていたことではあるのですけど。
I have been considering such a move for some time now.
あんな場面を見せられた以上、
And right now,
これ以
after
上
last
一緒にやってい
night's
くのは難しいと。
excitement, I can no longer remain.
Okay, bye.
もともと私は、尊王攘夷の志を
I believe I could cooperate with the Shinsengumi in spite of our different political views.
あなたたちとは、どうにも水が合わないようですし。
But I see now that I was mistaken.
くだらねえへりくつはいい。
Just spit it out, Ito. Basically, you want to split up the Shinsengumi.
Who's the one that has been deceiving me for the past 3 years?
San and San?
伊藤さんがそこまでおっしゃるのであれば仕方がありません。
If you insist, then I will do as you ask.
だがご説明したように、こたびの
You must remember, however, that last night's incident is a result of orders from the shogunate.
もし外に漏らされては、我々としても黙っているわけにはい
We
きません。
cannot allow you to reveal this secret.
そこは取引というものですが。
Then I propose a deal.
あなたたちは我々に口をつぐんでいてほしい。
Allow me to depart peacefully.
私たちは黙って
In turn, I will remain silent.
ですから出るにあたって大使を分けていただき
I also wish to bring several of your men with me.
わかりました。
Very well.
ですが、連れて行くからには本人の承諾をお願いします。
But if anyone you wish to take must do so of their own free will.
それはもちろんです
Of course.
表向きは協力関係
I will naturally maintain the fiction that we will intend to continue to cooperate with one another.
その方が
A stance that will no doubt benefit the both of us.
ということだそうだ。トシ、これでいいか。
Cooperation? Fine. Toshi, what do you think?
近藤さんがそう決めたの。
It's your decision, not mine.
He just passed the buck and that's fucking great.
Toshi doesn't deal with this type of stuff, so...
Then Heisuke-kun and Saito-san. Toda Heisuke, he left the Shinsengumi with Ito Kashitara to join the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Saito Hajime, he left the Shinsengumi along with Ito Kashitara to join the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. That's all we needed to know.
伊藤さんについていくそうだ。
Yes, they are leaving with Ito-san. I confess I'm rather surprised.
伊藤さんと昔からの知り合いだった東堂君が。
I understand Hesuke since he's known Ito-san for some time, but I was not expecting it from Saito-kun.
No. Then would that mean I could never see them again?
心配することはないよ、雪村君。
Don't worry, Yukimura-kun.
言っただろう。これは友好的な関係を前提にして。
Remember what I said? We are going to keep relations amicable between our two organizations.
Kondo-san. Kondo-san was kind enough to smile and attempt to comfort me. Any other time, it would have worked. Now,
However,
I simply couldn't shake off the uneasiness stirring in my heart. I couldn't say with any certainty, but I had the feeling that something terrible was going to befall the Shinsengumi and its members.
そうは言っても、今後はエジと
you
新選組
aren't going
に対
to
し
let the
攻撃
men
は禁止
interact
す
with
る
the
つもりなん
Guardians,
だ。
though, right?
The Guardians, shorthand for the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, who were founded by Ito after leaving the Shinsengumi. Thanks. No idea who else the Guardians would be.
当然だ。
Of course not. He gets to leave, but I'm not gonna let him get away with whatever he wants.
But is this really alright? Ito-san and the others leaving, I mean.
伊藤派の奴らが抜けたところで。
Ito and his men leaving isn't a problem.
ま、平助と斎藤
Although
も一緒だった
I was a little surprised that Heisuke and Saito decided to go with that snake.
I still think he's a kitsune, but that's just me.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
You goddamn snake!
Alright, there we go. I would say it was more than a little.
彼らの期待に応えられなかった我々の落ち度でもある。
Lucy saw what I sent him.
Oh.
I guess this is our fault for failing to live up to their expectations. Don't you fucking say that. This is their fault and you know it.
No, it's not their fault, and he doesn't think that.
The captains each gave their thoughts on the matter.
I was talking about, like, Ito.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't you dare say that. This is Ito's fault and you know it.
Honestly, I think Toshi has complicated feelings on the subject. I think because he agrees with Ito that they shouldn't be using the stuff, and he thinks they should have gotten rid of it, and he kind of blames himself for not being farsighted enough to have stopped using it already and to let everyone keep convincing him into using it.
Yeah. There was nothing more I could say. The decision had already been made. I got up quietly and left the common room. I can't believe this is happening. I looked up to the sky, watching the clouds form in streaks above me, and then lowered my gaze. It seemed like just yesterday that we were all living our normal lives at the compound. Then all of a sudden, here we were, helpless as our troops split up. I couldn't wrap my head around it. However, even with all of my confusion, I was especially worried about... soldiers?
Let me see here.
What is it?
It's the soldiers.
It's the soldiers. I know it wasn't the command, because that's Tijikata, and all he is like...
Soldiers! What about the feeling of those who were being left behind? I wanted to know how the people in the Shinsengumi felt about Ito-san and his followers leaving. I decided to go and ask someone.
I'm
I
doing
decided
this in
to
the
ask-
voice. Oh, okay. Someone who... Well, I mean, that gives it away. But it is someone.
It says, of course it's someone. It all says someone.
Is it someone who's neutral?
Is it neutral?
No. Someone who knew Ito well.
Someone who knew Ichi well. So Miki. Oh, I don't know.
Even though this is Kazuma's front.
I think...
Is it someone who knew Ito well, though? Yeah, I don't know who that goes to.
I feel like... I don't know.
That's what it says on here from Otome Labyrinth, and...
Alright, someone who knew Ito well. Let's see where this goes. Oh.
I'm telling you for the last goddamn time, I don't want any of your frosted flakes, but they're great.
Oh, Jesus. I know who it is.
Oh.
I waited for night to come and I snuck out of my room. It was a risk, but I could only speak with this person about Ito-san during the hours of the night. Who would it be?
I don't know, but I found another thing.
Oh god. I crept slowly into the depths of the compound through a dark hallway.
I was just Ah! What could you be doing up at... that's his old voice shit. What could you be doing up at this hour? Are you having some trouble sleeping?
Oh, Sanan-san.
I sincerely apologize for the actions of one of my men last night. How is your wound?
It wasn't anything serious, so don't worry. I'm fine.
He said said his men. It was just only one, though. Ah, is that so? I'm pleased to hear it. Is that what brought you to me tonight?
This is fucking fascinating. Okay, I'll tell you about what I'm reading after you finish doing what.
Okay. No, it's something different. I wanted to ask you about something.
わざわざ会いに来てくれたようですし
It must have been important for it to bring you to me, so I shall answer to the best of my ability.
I think you knew Ito-san very well. I wanted to know how you felt about Ito-san leaving, as well as Saito-san and Hesuke-kun leaving with him.
伊藤さんの脱退については皆さんあまり
I'm
思っていないでしょ
certain that not everyone is enthused about Ito-san's departure.
ですが皆さんが言うような悪い
However,
ばかりでは
it
あり
may
ま
not be as bad as everyone interprets it to be.
せん尊王攘夷側にとって新選組は完全に幕府側の
The Shinsengumi is considered to be an organization absolutely loyal to the shogunate.
彼らの情報を得るのはなかなか難しくなっています
As such, it is growing more difficult to obtain any information on the National Imperialist Party.
その点伊藤さんが新たに作る朝廷のために働く組織は
However, now that Ito-san has aligned himself with the Imperial Court, it is much easier for him to obtain information for them.
そこから得られた
He
情報
would
が
then be able to pass such information along to the Shinsengumi.
ということになるのでしょう伊藤さんの別隊の発足はそのような狙いもあるはず
I believe that this to be one of the reasons for Ito-san's behavior.
近藤さんも土方君もそれを分かっているから黙認しているんです
And I'm sure that Kondo-san and Hijikata-kun are aware, which is why they agreed.
I had no idea that these reasons led to Ito-san leaving.
その伊藤さんですが
However, when it comes to Ito-san,
自ら毒を飲まな
I
ければ
just hope that whatever they're planning doesn't come back around to bite them.
I wonder what he meant by that. Maybe there was more happening than Zanan-san was letting on. So, are you saying that Saito-san and Heisuke-kun know anything about that?
いいえそこまでは知らされていないでしょ
No. I don't think they've been told as much.
うこんな時代ですからね彼らも自分のことを試してみたくなったのではないでしょうか
I mean, given the current political climate, I'm sure they were looking to test their mettle.
ですが彼らが最後に帰ってくるのはここだと思
But in the end, though, I have a feeling that they will return to us.
Really? Did Zanan-san seriously think they'd come back?
I feel like "do you really think so" is probably, I don't know, it's probably the right one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like yes, I think so as well. He probably approves of, and you don't wanna. What is the right answer?
What do you
I
think,
don't-
Mel?
The first
I'm
one.
not a Sonic Whisperer.
Hmm. Well, the answer is... Do you really think so?
There we go.
Okay, good. I guess I am a Sonic Whisperer after all.
Zanan likes it when you agree with them.
Yeah, and Toshi doesn't. That's why I always have a hard time. Sanan wants you to be like, yes, Sanan, you're right about everything. You're smart. And Toshi wants you to be like, no, Toshizo, don't do the thing. You need to stop being stupid.
I am gonna go do the thing now.
Do you really think so? Do you really think the two will eventually come back? Sana-san's expression curled into an ambiguous smile.
彼らを信じましょう
Have faith in them.
I wasn't sure what to say, so I simply nodded.
聞きたいことはもういいです
Did I adequately answer your question?
Thank you. Drink. Nom
Yeah.
nom nom.
いいえさあ他の人に見つかる前に部屋にお戻りなさい
Not a problem. Now, please return to your room before you get caught.
San and San ended the conversation, bowing and turning to disappear into the darkness. I'm glad we were able to speak. I headed back to my room, heart lighter.
Meanwhile, she talks to Joshi, and it just makes her feel worse.
It felt like I'd be able to sleep soundly tonight.
Yeah, but then Sun shows up later.
My wound healed completely soon afterward, but I kept the bandages on. I didn't want anyone to see that my scar was gone. Since Ito-san, Hesuke-kun, and Saito-san all left, the compound felt so much larger and emptier. Around the same time, Takeda-san, one of the captains of the Shinsengumi, also left. No explanation, but I'm pretty sure that he just got fucking assassinated.
No, because in real life, didn't he have to commit? Didn't that whole shit that he does with Iba actually come back to bite him in the ass? And he was actually forced to kill himself.
I think I could be wrong in my brain remembering this, but I believe that he was kind of caught talking to Satsuma and looking for a way out, and then they kind of Serizawaed him where they threw a party for him to leave, and then got assassinated on a bridge. I could be wrong.
Might be true. I do know that before he died, he lost his job to Ito.
Yeah.
Ito took his job as military advisor. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. Which is probably good because Ito is a significantly smarter person than Takeda was. So, like, I actually, like, have some modicum of respect for Ito. Takeda kind of put shame on his family name, and I feel like his ancestors would show up to, like, punt kick him back to Kai. Really wanna. My icon on Steam is Takeda Shingen, and I keep imagining that the person that he's punching is Takeda Kanryusai.
Oh god.
So.
I knew none of this could be helped, and yet it felt as if everyone was going in different directions, off to forge their own paths. I couldn't help but feel sad about it. I think there is one more scene before the Sen one.
I think there might be two, but I'm trying to remember what the fuck it is.
I'm pretty sure it was Yamazaki taking us out somewhere and we run into Kazuma.
Do you want to save that as well?
Yes.
Because you don't want to start automatically with Sen just, like, info dumping?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can explain to you what I found about Ito now.
Okay,
Because that's what I was looking up. Leave me alone.
No.
Okay. So Ito joins the Shinsengumi. And actually it seems like he got along with Sanan pretty well. Because he was so sad when Sanan died that he wrote him multiple memorial poems.
Oh god.
So that's kind of funny that IRL, Sanan, and Ito got along well. I just think that's interesting. To me, what it sounds like here, is that basically Hijikata, for whatever reason, just really fucking did not trust him from the start. So the reason that Ito had problems is because Hijikata did not like him and Hijikata did not trust him. It basically had nothing to do with anyone else but Hijikata, and his own bad life decisions, because how he ended up leaving the group is he initially asked to leave in late 66, but they didn't let him go. They're like, no, we're not gonna let you quit. You need, like, a valid reason to actually, like, quit. Are you stupid? I also kind of think Hijikata didn't want to let Ito out of his sight because, for whatever reason, keep in mind, he's suspicious of Ito. And it seems like he was right to be, because do you know who got him permission to leave to form the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb?
Hmm?
It was Nakaoka Shintaro and Sakamoto Ryoma.
Oh boy.
So he was working with the Tosa and Satama, clearly, behind the Shinsengumi's back, if he already had those kinds of connections. So I guess Hijikata wasn't wrong to distrust him. So basically, he leaves to form the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, and the moment he leaves, he pretends to be amicable with them, but he starts plotting against them almost immediately. So that's why Hijikata sent and Kondo sent Saito as a spy. And then he already had support from the Satsuma when he left, and they were willing to fund his stuff with the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. So he had already been doing shit behind the Shinsengumi's back, just because, yes. Although the thing I read didn't phrase it like that, but that's because I think the thing I read is kind of influenced by Romhack and his way of thinking about Hijikata and Kondo, and being really uncharitable towards them, and assuming that everything they did was because they were evil, power-hungry, money-grubbing bastards who only wanted to be samurai to get money. Basically, that's what Romulus Hillsborough thinks. Never read that English book. Ever. It's the worst thing. I hate it.
Unfortunately, I own it.
Yeah, I own it too, but I bought it secondhand to avoid giving him money. That's how much I hate him.
Oh, wow.
No, I hate Romulus Hillsborough. But anyway, basically, he stabbed Nakaoka Shintaro and Sakamoto Ryoma in the back by being one of the people to implicate the Shinsengumi in the assassination. So he warned them that the Shinsengumi was after them, even though they weren't, because he was trying to frame the Shinsengumi for their eventual death, because it's implied he knew that the Miwarigumi were going to kill them.
That makes things a whole lot fucking clearer!
Yes. And so Ito was responsible for trying to frame Kondo and the Shinsengumi for Ryoma's assassination.
Oh god.
But before he could go through with his plan to assassinate Kondo, they killed him. And it sounds basically just like Heisuke got caught in the crossfire and ended up dying during the conflict.
He did.
And Kondo said multiple times to multiple different people in multiple letters that he wished Heisuke had lived. I just don't know why Romulus Hillsborough doesn't believe him.
Jesus.
Like, why Kondo would lie in his personal letters to people that he didn't write for political reasons, I don't really know. But Romulus Hillsborough seems to think they were. There's two phrases he always repeats about them. Propensity to kill and will to power. And he repeats them again and again and again. When criticized for using the same phrases all the time, he edited his own description of the first edition of the book on Amazon to be like, well, it's good writing that I did that, actually. It's not bad writing, because I wanted to make the point so much. And I guess it got it through, and everybody who's pointing this out, they're just Shinsengumi fanboys. But he said it in, like, fake pseudo-journalistic intellectual speak.
Oh my god.
So I don't really like that book. I don't really like him. There's stuff to be learned from it. But you have to pick out the information with the tweezers.
Yeah, you gotta weave in there.
Yeah. So basically, it sounds like Ito joined the Shinsengumi to try to get some kind of political power, which I don't really blame him for doing. Like, that's kind of like what samurai of his class did. And then Hijikata just immediately smelled his bullshit, immediately knew he was suspicious, immediately mistrusted him, and it fucked up all his plans, and he went behind the Shinsengumi's back and because he couldn't get power away from Hijikata and Kondo, ended up shooting himself in the foot in the long run. So that's what it sounds like happened.
Jesus.
And he betrayed the people who helped him found the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb.
Great!
So that's really nice of him.
Oh god, you have given me fuel for Yamazaki's route.
Good.
You give me so much fuel!
Good. But yeah, that's Ito. Now you know some more stuff about Ito.
Yay.
He
Anyway, I
was-
was title screen.
Yeah, let's get the intro out of the way.
Intro?
Whatever. You know what I meant. Tune in tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some more stuff. I'm
We're
kind
doing-
of tired.
We're doing Persona 3 Reload.
Trying to get ready for episode Igus.
And then, gonna be an hour Splatoon 3 again, followed by this.
Yeah.
Yay.
We made the decision to do this twice to get through it a bit faster.
Yeah, because we have, what, 12 routes instead of 6?
I'm still, I don't know if we'll skip stuff or not. Because there's a lot repeating. But we'll see.
Shrek Kata.
Oh god. Anyway,
Please drink water.
have a good day or night.
Try not to die because you didn't drink water. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.